You're listening to an extract of the Leader podcast. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts. It was only on Monday that CBS released a clip of Harry and Meghan's upcoming Oprah interview featuring the Duke. Now it's the Duchess's turn to speak.
How do you feel about the palace hearing you speak your truth today?
I don't know how they could expect that after all of this time, we would still just be silent if there is an active role that the firm is playing in perpetuating falsehoods about us. And if that comes with risk of losing things, there's a lot that's been lost already.
Coincidentally or not, that's come out as Meghan faces accusations of bullying staff in 2018. Lawyers for the Sussexes have dismissed the claims as a calculated smear campaign based on misleading and harmful information. Buckingham Palace, though, says it's investigating. The Evening Standard's Jonathan Prynn is here. Jonathan, it seems that there are a lot of allegations being thrown around by a lot of people right now, and that's before this interview even airs in the US on Sunday. Who's saying what about whom?
Well, it's quite difficult to keep up. There seems to be a new kind of volley of words, either going east or west across the Atlantic every day at the moment. But in the latest we have today is another trailer clip from this the Oprah Winfrey interview that everyone's waiting for, that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex recorded a little while ago now. It's the first time we've heard Meghan's voice from the interview. She talks about Buckingham Palace perpetuating falsehoods about her and Harry, and that's the reason why she's no longer prepared to be silenced.
And there's been no official response from Buckingham Palace so far, but as you've written in the Evening Standard today, sources have told you that the latest claims could be seen as pretty upsetting. Meanwhile, Meghan is being accused of bullying staff at Kensington Palace, which Buckingham Palace now says that they're going to be investigating as well. It feels like there's something building up here. It looks like there's going to be a big row, doesn't it?
It really does. There's no coincidence, I'm sure, in the timing of these bullying accusations, allegations, I suppose, that were emerged in the Times yesterday, which the couple obviously have very, very strenuously denied and described as a smear against them. But yeah, there's no coincidence in the timing. I think it feels that there are forces within the palace who are obviously very keen for this side of the story to come out ahead of the interview, to try and sort of undermine its impact, I guess. But it's just extraordinary that this sort of tit for tat stuff is going on between Buckingham Palace and a couple who, until relatively recently, were an inner part of the senior royal family.
And all of this is taking place so publicly right now. All this must be really difficult for the Queen, whose husband, Prince Philip, is in hospital right now.
Yeah, exactly. I imagine it's very difficult for her personally. These are absolutely dreadful headlines day in, day out on the front pages of pretty much all national newspapers and around the world as well, on websites and on TV and all the rest of it. None of it is good. Of course, at the same time, her husband of 70 years is in hospital and has been for a couple of weeks now, with what we can only assume is a reasonably serious condition for him to have been in there that long. It started with an infection, but we now know that he's had a procedure for a pre-existing heart condition as well. And none of that is routine for a 99-year-old man. So, yeah, really worrying times for her, I'm sure. But as ever, she's what we've seen of her in public recently, which isn't very much, but what we have seen of her is the usual unflappable Queen that we've known for so long.
And there's much more on this story in the Evening Standard newspaper or online at standard.co.uk.